Hi everyone, it's my pleasure in this video to be able to welcome one of the leading US crypto accounting companies around in Crypto Tax Audit, who'll be answering some questions on US crypto tax for us. And in this video, we'll be speaking with the founder of Crypto Tax Audit, Clinton Donnelly, a very qualified and experienced crypto accountant who's actually written 6 books on US tax reporting and is a leader in the US crypto tax space, having appeared in the media several times. And in this video, I'll be asking Clinton some questions about crypto tax in the US. So please do add any questions you may have about US crypto tax in the comments below, and we'll do our best to answer them. If you know that you're interested in specific crypto tax advice based on your personal circumstances, and you're a US citizen, even if you're not in the United States, I've included a link in the description to an inquiry form where you can contact Crypto Tax Audit directly to book in a free consultation. And you just need to make sure that coin knowledge was added in the "How did you hear about us" box, just so they know where you've come from. So please do like the video and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to offer more content for you in future. If you follow our social media channels on X, Facebook and Instagram, you'll receive daily crypto and financial education news update posts, which will keep you informed. Stick around to the end of this video to find out what services Coin Knowledge offers. Just a quick reminder that nothing contained here is financial advice, and let's jump straight in. All right, hi Clinton, thank you so much for coming on. I just wanted to really say thank you for giving up your time, coming on the channel, educating people, sharing your knowledge and experience. I don't know if you wanted to start off and just kind of introduce yourself, maybe talk about Crypto Tax Audit, the services you offer, etc.
Well, it's a real pleasure to be on your show, James. And I really enjoy talking to different communities about tax, especially U.S. taxation. And I know most people get the tax, oh my gosh, this is boring, but it actually is really exciting when you realize it's your money we're talking about saving. And if you do it smart, you can save a bundle of money. We talked about trying to make capital gains or, profits, right? And people work and they think really hard about all the profits they're making, when to get into a trade, when to get out of a trade. But then when you realize that you're giving 20 to 40% of that back to the government, maybe more, all of a sudden you realize I need to be thinking about that as well. So that's what I want to talk about today, is strategies and thinking about how can we think about taxes, particularly for US customers. Some of what we'll say will be internationally beneficial. I have a company, CryptoTaxAudit.com. That's our name of our company. We have about 25 employees. All we do is U.S. tax returns for crypto traders. We do 3 things. We do the gain calculation, which can be very complicated, especially most of our customers come to us because they've used the online gain calculation services and they got tired of pounding their head into their keyboards trying to figure out how to get the numbers right. And they come to us because we have in-house forensic accountants that do that work for us. Second thing we do is prepare tax returns. And in the US, if you're a US citizen, US taxpayer, you are required to pay taxes on your worldwide income, regardless of where you earn that money. We're the only country in the world that does this. It's the joy and burden of citizenship. However, there are some pretty big tax breaks, I will say. The number one being a foreign tax credit. Every dollar you pay, say in America living in the UK, every dollar in taxes I'm paying to the UK government, I can write that off on my US tax return. So you're not double taxed. And quite frankly, a lot of other countries, particularly in Europe, tax more than the US. So it's really not so bad. So we're very experienced with expat tax returns. And myself, I live in Portugal because that's a middle ground. Time zone wise, it's 8 hours to the West Coast of the US, 8 hours to my Australian clients. So I live in Portugal and I understand expat taxes. I've written a book on Amazon. It's actually the only one out there on expat taxes. So we prepare a tax return. That's the way you wished it were prepared if you knew in advance that you're going to get audited. It's basically a defensive tax return. We'll put extra things into the tax return that actually discourage audits and protect you if you should get audited. And the proof of the pudding is that most of my clients, well, all my clients are crypto traders. I don't have anyone who's not a crypto trader. And they're all, I would characterize as large to extra large crypto traders or high frequency traders. And they're all in the sweet spot of where the IRS would love to audit. Audit's the U.S. word for an examination of your tax return. And all my customers are there, and we do two things to protect them. One is we use this bulletproof tax return, which I just described. The second thing is we defend people in audits. Now, I can say this, we've done over 4,000 crypto tax returns. None of those of my clients have been audited on their crypto income reporting. So we believe that's proof that the way we write a tax return works. And I got to tell you this, we do charge a lot of money for a tax return and for gain calculation, but when you realize how much you're going to save, it pays for itself. And the third thing we do is we audit. We defend people in audits. We've done over 50 audit defenses in the U.S. of crypto traders. And get this, a third of the time, we're getting refunds back for our clients. IRS starts the audit, the IRS pays. But sometimes the IRS thinks that we've calculated the income incorrectly from the crypto income, and they claim there's a much bigger number. And we take cases to tax court. I do have a law degree, and we've taken 5 cases to tax court. I can say at this point in time, 3 of them we've won. One of them, the IRS is about ready to pound the mat, give up. And the 5th one we just filed. We have a outstanding record. Let me put it this way. Our company name is well known inside the IRS crypto circles. They know that when they come against us, it's going to be a very hard fight. So that's what we do. And we have an amazing, amazing team, and would love to talk to anyone, your clients that's a crypto trader, that's a U.S. taxpayer. And I have people that are not U.S. taxpayers that call us up because they're doing business in the U.S. They want to know about tax implications on that. But that's what we do. We've been doing it since 2018. I got into crypto taxes effective like late 2019. That's all we did. We refused to take anyone who wasn't a crypto trader. I've been on the Crypto podcast. I've been on Tech podcast, a lot of other podcasts, just talking about taxes and how to protect yourself from the IRS. So briefly, that's what we do.
It's amazing. Yeah, thank you. I just want to we're at the beginning of the video, so I just wanted to say to everyone, just to caveat everything a little bit, that nothing that we talk about is financial advice. And just to kind of get out of the way, if anybody is interested in talking to Clinton and Crypto Tax Audit, there is a link in the description, so please just feel free to contact them directly. In terms of your client base, if there's anyone watching this who's either kind of a US citizen, not in the US, or in the US, do you have like a minimum requirement in terms, because I know you talked about large, very large clients. Do you take like individual crypto investors?
We do. Well, it starts out, if you want to call and have a conversation with me, we charge $295 for the consultation. So it's a private consultation, and you're going to get your value out of it. I mean, you're going to get your questions answered, and you're also going to get perspective in terms of, because I know what the IRS is doing. We specialize in watching and monitoring what the IRS is doing in crypto. So we can get your questions answered. There's no minimum for us. If you want to pay our services, I mean, when it comes to gain calculation, this is actually what drives most people to us, is the frustration of calculating your crypto gains. Just because you're a trader and you've made the buy and sell decisions, and you've made the decisions to move your coins from this exchange to that wallet to that exchange, that DeFi, whatever, you've made those decisions, doesn't mean you have the skills to do the accounting work to calculate your capital gains. The challenge is really tracking what's the cost basis of the coin I sold. Cost basis is an accounting term that just means what did you pay for it. For some people, that's easy, but for most people, that's hard. And a lot of people say, well, gee, I can use these online sites for a couple $100. I can calculate it. But let me tell you this way. For us, the average client, we fix price it. We have 4 sets of clients, small, and we rank them based on a conversation, which if you call us up, I'll tell you right there on the phone, based on your characterizations, whether you're a small, medium, or large client. We have a 4th category we call ugly. And but most people come in the small or average category, and our average is quite large. I mean, you're basically a frequent trader. A lot of bot traders are going to fall into the average. So we're going to fix price that to you, and we're going to stick to the fixed price. So when you send us your transaction history records, first thing we do is we verify and say, hey, we thought this guy was average size. Was he really average? And we'll look at it and we'll say, okay, yeah, this is average. If you surprised us, then we might have to move you to a large. We had one person, they didn't, when they came in, they said they had about 25 wallets. Turned out they had 250. Every wallet's a little bit of extra labor that we have to engage in. So that's kind of what we look at. And what we do is we're to let you know right up front, hey, before we get started, we said you were small, but it looks like really you're more like average. That'll be the price. And I already told you what the prices are up front. So you're not going to be surprised. I've had guys working with online services and actually they're charging it. They've ended up paying as much as $30,000 and still not had their results. Whereas we'll fix price that right up front. And because we can fix price it, because we know what we're doing and we're good at it. We have a system and a repeatable method, and we have a training program so it's done consistently. So so in terms of price, I mean, why would you pay, say, $3,300 to have your gain calculated? How about this? Assuming like a federal and state tax rate maybe combined to say a third, all right? If we can save you $10,000 on calculating how much, well, if your gain calculation and our gain calculation, ours is $10,000 less than yours, which is quite common, then it completely paid for the gain calculation service. You might pay a couple $100 for the service if using an online service, but if your number is high, which there's a whole bunch of reasons why it ends up being high, you haven't saved yourself any money. So, and when you have us do it, you also have the additional confidence of knowing that if you get audited, we can stand behind the numbers and defend it with the IRS. And we've done it over 50 times.
Yeah, I think it's kind of based on your transactions, based on the number of wallets that you have, all of that, kind of putting that together. And then some people, if they have quite basic, so kind of one cryptocurrency they hold, not many transactions, they hold for a long time, it's a little bit easier to work out using that online software. But as soon as you start getting any kind of level of advancement there, I think having someone there to take care of it does make sense.
The more exchanges and the more wallets you pour into these systems, it just gets exponentially more complicated.
What's your experience in the US in terms of, I know your background's slightly different, but accountants, are you seeing like an increase in knowledge in crypto in terms of accounting and accountants? Or do you think it is still quite different between the traditional accountant and now the crypto accountant?
In the US, an accountant can take an exam to become a certified public accountant, a CPA. It's equivalent to being a chartered accountant. Accountants don't have to be chartered, don't have to be CPAs. In the tax space, quite frequently, you're not going to get a CPA because a CPA generally is going to work for bigger companies that are going to pay the premium for their skill set. So if you're looking at a tax preparation firm or a firm that promotes themselves as tax, the guy might be an accountant, but the whole mindset is, let's just crank it out. I mean, I knew guys that focus on getting a tax return done, and they measure it in terms of how many minutes it takes them to do a tax return. The software tracks how many minutes they're spending on each return, and they try to get them done in less than an hour. Like in our average, tax return, we're going to spend at least 10 hours on it. And we charge a lot more. You can get a tax return in the US, go to like an H&R Block, a high volume tax prep site, you're going to pay $600 or $700, maybe a bit more if you have crypto. If you do it yourself software, online software, you could probably pull it off for like 100 or 200. But if you go to an accountant, they're going to charge you more, say $1,500 or $2,000. We charge $2,900. Fixed price, doesn't matter how complex it is. We fixed price it, but we're also going above and beyond what these other people are doing. We're putting extra stuff that we have learned from interacting with auditors makes a difference in whether or not they actually engaged in audit. And like I said, our track record proves for it.
So that ends this video on US crypto tax, and hopefully that's helped. But do keep an eye out for other videos in this series where I continue to ask more questions. It certainly is a bit of a minefield and quite stressful trying to work out your crypto taxes, especially if you've made quite a lot of transactions over a period of time. So having someone there who's qualified, experienced, and knowledgeable in the field can save you a lot of time and potentially money. And I'd like to thank Crypto Tax Audit for giving up their time and sharing their expertise here. And if you are interested in getting specific crypto tax advice with Crypto Tax Audit, then you can contact them directly using the link in the description to this video, which will take you to an online inquiry form. And you just need to make sure that coin knowledge was added in the "How did you hear about us" box, just so they know where you've come from. And a great starting point is also Coinly, one of the largest and best automated crypto tax software out there. They also did a video on that you can find a link to here and in the description. And there's a link to sign up for a free Coinly account in the description to this video. If you have any other questions about crypto tax, please do add them in the comments to this video and we'll do our best to answer them in a future video. And if you're interested in more of a tailored approach to your crypto education, and you think you'd benefit from having someone look over your shoulder and guide you on your journey, I do offer one-to-one coaching to those who have the desire and the means to educate themselves further. And there are links in the description where you can message me and book in a free video call to see if we'd be a good fit. I've also included a link to Trezor's website in the description for anyone looking for one of the best hardware wallets or cold storage out there, with 2 new models released recently in the Trezor Safe 3 and Trezor Safe 5 that I did a video on recently that you can find a link to here and in the description. And finally, if you're looking for a portfolio tracker for your crypto portfolio, then I've included a link to CoinStats in the description to this video, which is the leading crypto and Bitcoin tracker on the market. And if you found this content interesting, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help. And have a great day.